it's Caroline here from Aussie Cards and Crafts, and today what I would like to show you how to do is a diamond Z-fold card. Now I just actually really like the way that this actually sat. It sits really nicely like so. You probably can't see that. There we go. It sits really nicely like that. It folds down beautifully. Yeah, it's a very simple card. Takes a bit of card and a bit of paper because of the mats and layers, but I just think it's really, really pretty. So that was my prototype. Now, the person who actually did this card that, now let me have a look. I'm calling a Diamond Z-fold card. I saw it online by a lady by the name of Sandra Carey. Now, I don't think it was one of her new ones. I think it was quite a couple of years old maybe, but I will link hers up there. Hers is slightly different in sizes to mine, yeah, let's get stuck into showing you how to make it, because there is a little bit to do here. So firstly, I am going to go through the sizes with you, and as you can see, I have got this beautiful paper here. It's double-sided. I've gone with the side that's got the gold on it because I want to use gold as my matte layers. I can't remember where I got it. I think I might have got it at a place called Camelot, which is down on South Road here in South Australia. And I've got several, well, not several, but I've got 2 or 3 sheets of it. There's another sheet of it here, and you can see that one doesn't have any gold on it, but that one does. It has the gold fleck right through it. So it's a beautiful paper, and I thought I'd like to use that one today. So I'll get rid of those. Now I'll bring in the scoreboard because there are quite a few, and all of these sizes will actually be listed below for you. So the first piece that you need is your base card. Now I'm using a cream for this because I want to use gold, and I think it's just a little bit nicer. So I'll just pop that way. So you're going to need a 6x6 card base. So you need it to be 12 inches by 6 inches, and then along the 12-inch side you need to score at 6 inches. Okay. You then fold it in two and burnish it, and that is your card base. Now we'll come back to that in a moment because we need to do some work on it. Now on top of, we'll start from the inside. So what you now need is you need a piece that is going to go on here. So you're going to need a piece that is going to be 5 3/4 by 5 3/4, and then you will need a layer that is going to be 5 1/2 by 5 1/2, and we're going to cut these, and we'll cut those as well, but I'll go through that with you in a moment. On the top level you are going to need, now let me have a little look here, you are going to need a piece that is going to be 4 1/4 inches by 4 1/4 inches, and the layer is going to be 4 inches by 4 inches, and that is going to go there. On top of that you are going to also need a layer that is going to be 3 1/2 inches by 3 1/2 inches, a mat that is 3 1/2 by 3 1/2, and then you're going to need a layer that is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. So that is going to go on there, which in turn is going to go on there, and you'll see that there is a wider, there's actually a wider piece around there. So that's those. Inside again you will need another matte layer which is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, and you'll need a layer which is 3 1/2 by 3 1/2. Okay, so that will go inside. Along the side, which is this part here, okay, now I haven't done mats and layers on these. I've only done the pattern paper and that, because that really is my prototype. So the matte layer you're going to need 2 3/4 by 5 3/4, and the layer you're going to need 2 1/2 by 5 1/2. Okay, and that will go on there. Now to complement all of this, I have also cut out in gold, because this is going to actually end up on here, happy birthday, and I've used this particular stamp and die set here, which is from Paper Roses. It has got the mat behind it plus the wording, so I've cut both of those out. I've cut the mat out in the gold once again, and then I've used scraps of this paper here to actually cut out my happy birthday. So there's the happy and there's the birthday. Oopsies. Okay, and I will be sticking those on. The other things that I have done is I have used once again some scrap paper from this, my pattern paper, and I have cut out some flowers. I haven't got the, I don't think I've got it here with me, but I will link this one. It was one that I used the other day actually, so I'll link it as to where you can get it. It might actually be one of my ones, I'm not 100% certain. And of course I did do some just little leaves. You can see I've done quite a few of the flowers, and I've also done some leaves just to decorate it. Okay, so that's what I've needed. That's what I've gone ahead and done for us, and I'll pop those to one side up there. Right, now to get started. So what we need to do first off is we need to make this shape here, so this arrow shape. So with your card, with your fold down here, what you need to do is you need to grab a pencil and your ruler, and you need to measure in 3 inches and put a very little mark. You then come across to the opening, okay, so that's where the opening is, and once again you come across 3 inches and you put a mark just there. Once again, on the other side where this is the closed side, you're going to come across 3 inches. So basically you need, apart from the closed end, you need to come across, you need to basically find the center of each of those pieces. Okay, now one thing that I would say is make sure this is well burnished and lines up before you do it. Now what you need to do is you need to cut from that mark there that you put, which is the halfway mark between there, and this mark here. So to do that, all I need to do is pop it into my cutter, line that mark up and also this mark up, and don't forget you're going to be cutting through the 2 layers of card. So, oops. Okay, and then with this one you do exactly the same thing. So you're lining it up there and lining it up with that point that you've just made, and you're going to cut it. Now what you need to do is you need to open it up, and on the right hand side, with your score line being in the center, with your right hand side you then need to score, and I probably can score down my cut line here, from that mark there, or where that one and that one meet. So just there and just there, make sure it's in line, and then score down there. Once it's scored, we can get rid of that, I think, and we need to fold and burnish it. Okay, so fold it that way, burnish it, and then fold it the other way and burnish it. Okay, so now, as you can see, we now have that. I'll do the inside first because that is probably one of the most difficult pieces. So with this piece here, we have got it at 5 3/4 by 5 3/4, and I find the best way to do this is to turn it over, because I'm using the mirror board, is to turn it over and line up your piece so that you've got 1/8 of an inch there, 1/8 of an inch from that fold there, and you will see what we need to do is we need to go down this way from where that that actually meets, go down about 1/8 of an inch and just put a mark there. And the same with this one. If you go down about 1/8 of an inch, put a mark there. At the top here, you'll see that there is 1/8 of an inch already because we've already cut this to size. So we just put a little mark in the center there. And once again, shouldn't have put the cutting board away, should I? Once again, we need to cut this. So, where's my marks? Okay, so the first one is from there to there. So basically we're doing exactly what we did with the first one, but it's with a slightly different size paper, or card should I say. So there's that. Oopsies. And there's that. Okay, now if you actually have a look, you will see that that fits perfectly in there. Okay, now on top of that, you now bring in your piece of card that should be 5.5 by 5.5, and you do exactly the same thing. So we don't need that anymore. We need to line this one up with this. So make sure that you've got your nice even borders. Okay, so 1/8 of an inch all the way around. You make a mark on the paper there. You'll make a mark at the end just here because you'll be able to see the point because it's all lining up, and then you'll make a mark just there, and you will do exactly the same thing for that one. So you will cut from there to the center line there. Didn't quite make that correct. And then you will cut from there to there. Okay. And then this piece will be stuck on with tape to there. Okay. And that in turn will be stuck on to there. So I'm going to go ahead and stick that piece on for you. Okay, there we go, there's that done. And I was just thinking as I was doing it, if I could find my no, I can't find it. I'm thinking of my little machine that does the sticky. It makes it much quicker. Okay, so there's that done. Now we're going to go on to our top. Now, this is the piece that we cut 4¼ inches by 4¼ inches, and if you've cut it correctly, it will absolutely match. Okay, so that is going to go just here, and it is only going to be attached by this part just here. Okay, so there's our base. You just need to put glue on this part here. So there is the bases of your card, of your Z fold. Okay, so there we go there. Now what we need to do is we need to do some mats and layers. Now I just need to get these sorted. That is the layer for this one. So once again, I'm going to need to use, I'm just going to have a quick look and see if I can find my my machine that does all of this. So there's that one. We now go to our smaller one so that we've got that wider gap around the side, and we now can stick firstly the mat layer on, or the mat on. So there we go. So far so good. We've got 2 more mats and layers to put on. I'm going to pop this one just here, and this one just there, and I'm going to put this one just there, which gives you your lovely border, your 1/8 of an inch border again. and you'll see that it will just fit in there. You don't need to trim any off. And then I will pop that one on top. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll come back to you after I've done that. Okay, so there is our card. I think it's actually come together quite nicely. I will put probably a stamp of greeting in there. Now it's for a decoration. So what I am going to do is I'm going to move ahead with this, and I will speed up the camera, but I'm going to put the happy birthday just here. So I'll need to stick that on. And I know you shouldn't really stick onto this, but I'm not going to try taping that on. Once I have got that on there, I will then use foam tape to actually lift the happy birthday, and then I'm going to decorate with my flowers and my leaves. So I'll speed ahead and do that for you. So there we have it. There is our card, and this is my diamond Z fold card. I'm really happy with that. I think that is really quite pretty. Very, very simple. I think I've missed a piece out. You could actually, if you wanted to, put another piece on there. The other thing you could do is, if you wanted to, you could actually put some of your cream. I've used cream if you're using white or whatever, and have that as your sentiment part as well. So as it stands up, you would see some of the sentiment, but that's probably not a huge thing. Or if you want to hide the sentiment, put the sentiment in there. I will actually probably go ahead and I've got a couple more flowers here. I might actually just go ahead and do just a couple more flowers in there. There is a little bit of dimension because I put the double-sided tape on it, but I haven't, not double-sided, sorry, the mounting tape, but I haven't actually lifted up any of these levels here because I didn't want too much dimension because I've got so many layers. But what I might do is just pop just a couple in there. So when you see it on the thumbnail on the video, you will see that there are actually a couple more flowers, but I've got to actually cut those out and shape them. By the way, all I do is I cut the flower out, or stamp it, cut it out with a die and stamp, and then I use this tool here and my foam mat just to go around on the back, just to give it some life. I really don't like flowers that are just, because flowers aren't flat, so I think that's what I'll do. But I'm pretty happy with that. I hope you like it. Please subscribe to my channel if you've enjoyed it, and give me a thumbs up as well. If you've got any questions whatsoever, please don't hesitate to ask me. Either leave a message below or go onto my Facebook page, which is Aussie Cards and Crafts, and I'm more than happy to answer questions there as well. So thank you for listening today. I hope you've enjoyed it, and until next time, happy crafting.